So the mountains and rivers have been really good to me. Oh, I remember rowing that boat. All right, we're not talking about soccer games, barbecues, family events. All right, well, that ought to last for a while. And there we were, 3-4 times a day, a 13-mile stretch of river, back when you wore rain suits on a glacial-fed river. But back in the day, hey, shout out to Jorn Freeman, one of my subs who I worked with years ago back here on this river when I was just a bus driver. Hey, it's not going to be like Uncle Joe's, like, let's rewind and look at his photos, Uncle D's photos. We're not going to do that. But what I had to do was dig in here, and I've had this photo out before. This is back in '86. And what I thought I'd do is 2 times this week while I'm here archiving all my photos, I'm just going to grab a handful and tell 2 stories about me, my past, what I did as my job in Alaska, in Himalayas too. Most of this bag's Alaska, but it started out right here on this river or real close to it. So real quick, before I go into my guiding up on the Alaska range and all the big mountains, that's me loading up a plane in a storm. I'll just tell you real quick. That's how it started for me. Actually, I was a cook my first year in Denali National Park. Hey, let's just call this Denali National Park is in Alaska, highest peak in North America, Denali, or otherwise Mount McKinley. But let's just call this bag denial, living in denial, because that's what I call living in Denali now. Even though I loved it, it's a great place. No offense if you're still there. I love it. I love you guys. But for, a lot of people, those days in the summer was just kind of like you're a college student. This is your summer gig, and you're going down the river, you're guiding, or you're an employee. These are all employees on the beginning of the season. They're getting to do it's a fam trip, familiarization trip, where they get to learn, what it's like to go down on the 4-hour tour. Life was just good, and that's another reason I'm doing these videos this week, is I want to reach back into the past where things were fun, but also a little weird and exciting, because I have some funky stories, starting with this video. And so I'm not going to go through all the photos, but there we are. I mean, a whole life of Alaska, and mostly Denali, and living in denial. And, like up in the big mountains, there I am when I was young and different looking. My first year, I was a cook. And I'd look down on the river, and I did one of these trips. I was an employee. Hey, I want to go. And I went down the river, and I was like, I got the wrong job. I don't want to be up here cooking. And then I waited tables, too, a little bit later. And I had no experience on rivers. So I just went down there, and I said, hey, what can I do here? I don't have any experience. And they said, well, you could be our warehouse guy and drive the bus. And so I didn't need a CDL back in those days. You didn't need one. 40-passenger bus with a trailer with 3 boats on the back, stacked, fully inflated, strapped down to a trailer, and off you go. And somebody watching here, I'm sure, has done this. But they drop us off, we go down, they pick us up. That's what I did. I was a driver. Anyway, then I got tired of that. I was like, I don't want to be the driver all the time. That's no fun. Just to be driving. And the raft guides are making all the big tips, you got a boat, you got 8 people in your raft. Anyway, and you're getting all the dates with the girls and stuff. And I got into that. And the next year I went up into the Alaska range. If you've been watching me for a while, I've been climbing for a long time. I'm a retired guide in Alaska, a mountain guide. And hey, I'm sure we'll find a picture here. Anyway, loading up the plane on the glacier. And I took big groups out on the glacier. And you can see lots of videos of me doing that. Here I am cooking for a guy out on the glacier, on the rocks on the side of the glacier. And that was my life for like 35 years. But I got tired of the river, decided to do that, and then decided to start a company later in life where I just took people out on the ice in the summertime. There I am with my kid, one of my daughters, out on the ice when they flew her up in the helicopter. I worked with helicopters. You've probably seen that in other videos. There I am BSing with a group of people when I had short hair one summer. That was it. and, walking around with people. A lot of fun. But I wanted to share this with you and go into maybe this week just telling a couple of epic stories of, my time there. There's my daughters outside the helicopter. I have a lot of people on here watch me that say kind of rough things, kind of almost like hater stuff. And this is good stuff for you to watch too. If you just keep they seem to keep watching, right? For some reason they don't like me, but they keep watching. So it's good for you to learn about my past and the people that said, "Oh, you never worked a day in your life." Well, even though this doesn't look like work, my whole life in this business in Alaska was pretty hard, but it was worth it. And I wouldn't trade it for $1 million or more. I wouldn't trade these days. There I am out on the glacier. Sorry haters if you never got to go up on a glacier. If you did, that's cool. But I doubt, because you don't find a lot of haters in this world right here. I'm walking a group of people up the glacier one day. We're going up to this high pass. I got so much more to show you. Too much to show you, probably, right? Back in the day, guiding. Yeah, that's me. Less gray hair. That's kind of an opener for, reaching back in the past a little bit so you can get to know who I am if you're going to keep watching me and keep making good comments and or bad. It all helps me. We got a long way to go. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole bag of photos with you, but I thought I'd share that with you. Shout out to all my longtime viewers who've probably seen this photo before. Hey, and Jordan Freeman, who was probably on a raft that summer or ahead of this one, behind it. Thanks for watching.